The incident at Stellaris Academy. The Stellaris Academy floated in the void between star systems, a massive structure of interwoven metals and crystalline observation domes that housed the galaxy's most promising young minds. Within its corridors, students from 73 different species moved between classes, their various forms creating a tapestry of colors, sizes, and biological impossibilities that would have seemed like fantasy just a century ago. Maya. Chen walked those corridors with the careful awareness that had become second nature during her 8 months at the academy. She kept her movements slow and deliberate, her voice soft when she spoke, her smile gentle and unthreatening. These were the lessons every human learned before leaving Earth. The galaxy feared them, not because humanity had conquered worlds or built vast empires, but because Earth itself was classified as a Category 9 Deathworld, a planet so hostile that the mere act of survival there created beings the rest of the galaxy viewed with profound unease. She adjusted her data tablet and headed toward the central plaza, where students gathered between lectures to share meals and study together. The artificial gravity felt slightly lighter than Earth standard, which made her steps feel oddly bouncy. She'd learned to compensate, to move in ways that didn't remind others how easily she could leap, how fast she could run, how strong her Deathworld muscles were compared to those evolved on gentler planets. Maya. Over here! The melodic voice belonged to Quilara, a Matherian whose crystalline body refracted light into rainbow patterns. The gentle being waved 3 of her 4 arms enthusiastically. Maya smiled and changed direction, weaving through clusters of students who gave her a wide berth without making it obvious. She pretended not to notice. The plaza was crowded today. A demonstration by the engineering students had drawn spectators, and Maya found herself navigating through the press of bodies more alien than her childhood mind could have imagined. She was focused on reaching Quilara when she collided with someone solid and unyielding. Watch where you're going. Deathworlder. The voice rumbled with barely contained aggression. Maya looked up and up, meeting the 4 eyes of Security Commander Threxen. The Keldorian stood nearly 8 feet tall, his armored carapace the deep purple of his warrior caste. Ridges of bone crowned his head and his powerful arms ended in hands that could crush stone. He was one of the Academy's senior security officers, responsible for maintaining order and safety. He was also known among the students as someone who believed deeply in the old hierarchies, the ones that placed species like the Keldorians at the top and newcomers like humanity at the very bottom. My apologies. Commander, Maya said quietly, stepping back and lowering her eyes in the submissive gesture that usually diffused these situations. I didn't see you. It won't happen again. No, it won't, Threxen agreed, but he didn't move aside. Instead, he stepped closer, using his size to intimidate. You humans think you can walk anywhere, do anything just because your primitive world happened to develop faster than light travel. You swagger through these halls like you belong here. Maya felt her heart rate increase. She forced her breathing to remain steady. I'm just trying to get to my study group, Commander. Please, I don't want any trouble. Trouble? Threxen's laugh was harsh and grating. You are trouble. Your entire species is trouble. Do you know how many incidents have been reported since humans arrived at this academy? 17. 17 cases of humans accidentally injuring other students during training exercises. Humans forgetting to control their strength. Humans bringing their Deathworld violence to our place of learning. A crowd was gathering now. Maya could feel their eyes on her, could sense the mixture of curiosity and fear that always accompanied these confrontations. Quilara was trying to push through the crowd, her crystalline face etched with worry. I've never been involved in any incidents, Maya said, keeping her voice level. I've followed every protocol. I've been careful. Careful? Threxen leaned down until his face was inches from hers. His breath smelled like sulfur and copper. You're a predator pretending to be civilized. You're a killer wearing a student's uniform, and I'm tired of pretending otherwise. Commander, please step back, Maya said, her voice dropping even quieter. Something cold was beginning to form in her chest. A warning sensation she'd been trained to recognize. You're too close. I'll stand wherever I want, Threxen snarled, and you'll learn respect for your betters. His hand moved faster than Maya expected, faster than most species could track. But not faster than a human could see. She watched the strike coming, watched his massive palm arcing toward her face, and every instinct screamed at her to block, to counter, to respond with the violence that Earth had coded into her genes. Instead, she stood still. She let the blow land. The impact snapped her head to the side, the sound echoing through the suddenly silent plaza like a thunderclap. Pain exploded across her cheek and jaw. She tasted blood where her teeth had cut the inside of her mouth. The plaza had gone completely quiet. Even the engineering demonstration had stopped. Hundreds of students from dozens of species stared in shock. Violence between staff and students was forbidden absolutely. What Threxen had just done was unthinkable. Maya slowly turned her head back to face him. She raised one hand to touch her burning cheek. Her fingers came away bloody. She looked at the red on her fingertips, then at Threxen's face, where satisfaction and contempt warred with the dawning realization that he'd just made a terrible mistake. "You should not have done that," Maya whispered. Threxen opened his mouth to respond, probably to threaten or mock her further, but the words died in his throat as he looked into her eyes. The warm brown was disappearing, swallowed by expanding blackness that spread from pupil to iris to sclera, like ink dropped in water. Within seconds, Maya's eyes had become pools of solid black, reflecting nothing, revealing nothing except the ancient predator that lived behind them. The limbic response had activated. The civilized human student named Maya Chen had just stepped aside, and something older, something forged in Earth's merciless crucible, had taken her place.